The 2K Sports pregame show, sponsored by Sprite.
Here in our NBA on 2K Sports studio, Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal at your service. And coming up in just a bit, tip-off will be live from Charlotte as the Hornets go up against the Miami Heat. For Miami, coming into this matchup with no shortage of confidence, they won all 4 games against this team last season. So Charlotte, they're coached by Steve Clifford. What can you tell me about him, Shaq?
Well, he's a results type of guy, you know. He tells his players, hey, this is what I want, this is what I need you to do, and I need results. And he's all about winning. Last year was the best year in a long time under him. You know what, Ernie? Even though he's a young, no-name guy, they trust him.
Are you a results guy?
Of course I am.
What's your favorite result?
2 + 2 results in 4.
Wow. Dr. O'Neal at your service. Here's Kevin Harlan.
It's time for some hoops at the Time Warner Cable Arena in downtown Charlotte, North Carolina. It's the home of the Hornets, live on 2K Sports. Well, it was the Charlotte Hornets winning their last game against the Pelicans in New Orleans. And guys, it could have gone either way. Nearly won that one by 2.
That was a game in hostile territory, too, guys. And it seemed like they had confidence right from the beginning, unbothered by being on the road.
And, you know, their shots were falling. From the top to the bottom of that lineup, their guys were heated up.
So here's Miami's starting group. Jennings out there with Dwayne Wade. And it's Green. Then there's Chris Bosh. And it's Stoudemire in at the power forward. Lance Stephenson, the all-time leading scorer in the history of high school basketball in New York State. And that's something when you consider quite the great players who came before him.
Yeah, to be at the top of that list says a lot about his high school career. He actually led Lincoln High School to an unprecedented 4 straight city basketball championships. There's a reason his nickname is Born Ready.
First quarter of play, 1 minute played. Now we'll go to Doris Burke, who had a chance to talk with head coach Steve Clifford.
We talked about Amari Stoudemire and what he brings to the table as an opponent. The one thing Coach was most impressed with was how physically gifted he is as a big man, saying, you see him get up and down the floor out there. He moves like a guy half his size. He's just a freak of nature.
All right, Doris.
Boy, nice work inside. Tough to get that shot over a big defender like that.
Oh, that takes skill and creativity, Steve, particularly on the release to make sure he doesn't get a hand on it.
Now, here's Stevenson. Looking for Jefferson. He gets it there. It's rebounded by Bosh.
Really good offensive execution. Nice pick. Just couldn't get the shot to go.
Boy, you love to see that as a basketball purist. The guy setting a good screen and then getting the shot opportunity.
Jennings against Walker. Stevenson setting the pick for Walker. Jefferson, that's for 2. Jefferson missing again.
The fadeaway was the right shot there because it got his attempt away from the defender, but the touch was poor.
Green, the pass to Stoudemire. That's good. Stoudemire's got his first 2 points.
Maybe they're still working out the kinks defensively because that was a blatant mistake.
From half court.
Tune in to
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Heat.
You got to like the consistency they're showing with that mid-range shot.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for them.
Heat on D. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game. Coming into this, having notched a win against the Rockets in their last game.
Yeah, and offensively, everything seemed to come together for them beautifully. It seemed like everything they tried worked.
And with a multifaceted approach like the one they had, it takes a sophisticated defense to stop it, which was not the case that day.
Al Jefferson out there with Bismack Biyombo. Then there's Brian Roberts. Then it's Gary Neal. And it's Henderson in at the 3. So that's the lineup for Charlotte. Shots good by Neal. The Heat leading by 5.
Gary Neal is 6'4" shooter, played 3 seasons with the Spurs, and before that a long time in Europe. Deep range on his shot, and he's able to hit from a standstill or on the move.
And it's the Hornets with the ball. The Heat getting the bucket. Here's Roberts. Shard Lewis pulls it in.
And it is very dangerous to leave him open like that. Lucky break for the defense that he missed it.
Allen for three. And again, Miami with the triple. And Neal, the combo guard size, but he's more of a shooter than a playmaker.
Yeah, you know, he does better defending shooting guards in most matchups as well, Kevin. But the offensive end, I think, is where he makes his mark, and that's what you focus on with Gary Neal. He's going to give you scoring.
A different look for Miami. Austin comes in for Rashard Lewis. And it's Napier in for Mario Chalmers. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Jefferson kicks to Neal. Back to Jefferson. Nice pass. Right into the rack perfectly for the layup. Jefferson's got his second basket of the night. The drive by Allen. Here's Napier. And another basket for Miami.
They've had the hotter hand in the first half so far, no question.
Yeah, it's because of all the high percentage shots they've been working for and getting.
Great defense. He anticipated the play and got there first.
Yeah, I think he got there in time. Nice play.
Some changes for Charlotte. Zeller, he's checked in for Jefferson. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist comes in for Gary Neal. And Walker subbed in for Brian Roberts. Good, nice play there from Napier.
Textbook right there. Nice pass, great catch, beautiful finish.
Walker dishes to Zeller. Fires for three. Walker's shot is off.
Couldn't get that three-pointer to fall. Trying to respond.
Now here's Austin. A jump hook, and that is good.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Yeah, they've been the aggressors, Clark, and getting the ball inside into that lane.
And the first half. Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. D-Wade really playing well in this one.
I like that he didn't force anything in that first half. His decision-making was really flawless.
That being the case, Steve, I think they want him to be more assertive in the second half. Look to take more shots. Be a little more shot hungry, even the tough ones.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third.
Charlotte has their hands full today guarding against Wade.
9 points, and he's chalked up one three-pointer on the day as well.
Now, a lot of times, he's one of those players who can get hot and stay hot from the three-point line. So I look for him to continue to search for shots out there.
On the floor for Miami. Stoudemire out there with Chris Bosh. Then there's Dwayne Wade. Then there's Jennings. And it's Randall in at the three spot. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, the second overall pick back in 2012. And Clark, as you know, an NCAA champion. You saw it firsthand with Kentucky.
Yeah, you know, I like his disposition, and I love his motor. I mean, his defense, his size, athleticism. He's an excellent rebounder for his position and size. He can defend up to 3 or 4 positions on the court. You know, you look at him, and I don't like to compare guys, Kevin, but you know, he reminds me a bit of a young Gerald Wallace type.
Charlotte making a switch. Roberts checked in. Green, he's checked in for the Heat. Beasley comes in for Randall.
And for Kidd-Gilchrist, the knock has always been about his outside shooting ability. You know, his shot has a big hitch in it. He shoots it on the way down, so there's a lot of fundamental issues with that stroke.
That's blocked. And here we go. Fast break. Wade's got it. And stolen by Zeller. And a fast break now for the Hornets. Jefferson passing to Zeller. Here's Roberts. He's guarded by Jennings. Jefferson, a screen on Jennings. 6 to shoot. Here's Roberts. Charlotte no good that time either. Out of bounds. Miami takes possession.
Now, severe lack of awareness on his part. He had no idea he was near the out-of-bounds line.
And some changes here for the Hornets. Biombo, he's checked in for Zeller. Henderson comes in for Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. And Gary Neal subbed in for Lance Stevenson. Here's Roberts. He's guarded by Jennings. Tipped away. Beasley with the steal. And here we go. Wayne heading to the hoop.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Yeah, they've done a great job causing
And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Well, it had to be this play, don't you think, Kevin?
Sure.
This is just a phenomenal pass. Made the defense look like they had no idea what was going on.
What precision with that pass. Beautiful. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. Setting the floor for the Hornets. They've got Gary Neal. Jefferson is out there with Bismack Biyombo. Then it's Henderson, and it's Walker in at the point. The feed to Henderson. It's rebounded by Austin.
And they forced the miss with that good defensive rotation. They're playing well together as a unit.
Stolen by Walker.
And so here we go, just rolling along to the finish line in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Heat.
Clark, the biggest factor tonight had to be their great shooting. They shot much better than the other team.
You know, I thought both teams worked hard at both ends, but sky-high field goal percentage and pressure defense to force the other team into a lot of misses. Excellent effort tonight.
And it'll mark their fourth win on the year, actually their fifth win on the year.
Well, they can chalk this win up, but things are far from settled between these two teams. They'll see each other 3 more times before the season is over.
And they say familiarity breeds contempt. As they get to know each other a little better, you imagine things will get heated up. Tonight was only chapter 1.
Fantastic show put on. What an amazing game all around it was for Wade. Now, there wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every opportunity he got.
And a wide open look for Walker. And it's Walker again missing. Miami's gone 3 of 4 from long range in the game. Stoudemire attacking, and he uses both hands to jam it in.
And they're not finished yet. They're going to make sure about this win.
Yeah, that's how you close out a game, Steve.
Outside, Walker feeds it to Neal. Fires the 3. And Walker kicks to Jefferson. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
Randall with the ball. He's against Zeller. Randall with the bucket. And the Heat lead by 19.
This is going to be a great game for them. No win on the road comes easy in the NBA. Nice performance.
Any player loves sending his own fans home happy. He loves even more sending opposing fans home miserable.